It's been a while since I genuinely enjoyed watching an Indian film, and Mirai reminded me of everything I love about cinema. It's fresh, imaginative, and deeply rooted in our ancient history and mythology, something we rarely get to see these days, especially in mainstream Hindi films. Bollywood, for some reason, has almost entirely abandoned stories from our rich cultural past. So when a film like Mirai comes along from the Telugu industry, it feels like a breath of fresh air. It's a reminder that Indian stories told with heart and creativity can still surprise and inspire us. What amazes me is how the Telugu industry consistently delivers such visually stunning and ambitious films on relatively small budgets compared to the massive 400-500 crore projects that often fail to deliver anything meaningful. Mirai is made with a fraction of that, and yet it outshines most of them in terms of story, execution, and emotion. This film proves what's possible when the aim is to make a good film, not just an expensive one. The film begins with a bang, the aftermath of the Kalinga War. This is the war that changed the course of Emperor Ashoka's life, and visually stunning, probably better than what we saw in the Mahabharata flashback of Kalki 2898 AD. That's a bold claim, I know, but if you have seen it, you'll understand what I mean. Watching the opening scene brought back childhood memories. Those days when we read about Ashoka in our history books and imagined him as more than just a king. We'd come up with wild theories about how he might have had superpowers or maybe even been an alien, just to explain how smart and powerful he was. Mirai taps into that same energy. In the film, Ashoka is given magical powers which he stores in 9 sacred books. Fast forward to the present day where a villain is trying to collect these books to gain ultimate power. Standing in his way is our hero, unaware of his destiny, unaware of his power, and yet chosen to rise and stop evil from taking over the world. Classic chosen one story, right? But the film adds layers. These 9 books aren't just plot devices, they are metaphors. If you believe in mythology, they represent the knowledge of our ancient scriptures. If you are an atheist, they still stand as a symbol for the power of knowledge itself. And that's the beauty of it. Mirai doesn't force beliefs on you, it gives you room to interpret. Now, speaking of the title Mirai, you might be wondering why an Indian film has a Japanese name. The film does explain the meaning, and I won't spoil it here, but it ties in beautifully with the themes of destiny, legacy, and time. Keep an ear out for it. It's a great moment. One of the best things about Mirai is how much fun it is. The humor works. The comic scenes are genuinely funny without being cringy or out of place. They don't derail the narrative. They blend right in. They are light-hearted references to Bahubali, playful jabs at actors, and even some self-aware humor, all done in a way that's clever and respectful. There's a cop character who's an absolute scene stealer. In the climax, he has this one-liner about some powder, and the way he delivers it, I almost fell off my chair laughing. It's those small moments that elevate the film beyond just being a serious action fantasy. Speaking of action, Mirai delivers big time. It has some of the most stylish, memorable action sequences in recent Indian cinema. One standout is a fight involving Teja, hands down the most badass female action scene I've ever seen in an Indian film. Think John Wick meets ballerina, graceful yet brutal. I forgot she was the villain. I was completely rooting for her during the sequence. And honestly, it outclasses 99% of male-led action scenes we have seen recently. Another sequence set in Morocco uses sound waves as a weapon in a truly inventive way. It's visually striking and conceptually unique. And then there's the Jatayu sequence, which happens just before the interval. What a spectacle! The VFX is mind-blowing, especially when you realize it was all done in Hyderabad. That scene alone deserves an award. Jatayu looks majestic, powerful, and entirely real. The kind of visual quality on a small budget is almost unbelievable. Later on, we get sequences featuring Hanumanji and Shri Ramji, and they are handled with such reverence and authenticity. And because much of the film is shot on real locations rather than just green screens, everything feels grounded and immersive. The story itself moves at a brisk pace. Despite the 2-hour 43-minute runtime, not once did I feel bored. The film flows smoothly, balancing action, humor, mythology, and character arcs, What really works is that it's not just about the hero, it also explores the villain's journey. You understand how and why he turns dark. And it's not just evil for the sake of evil, there's logic, there's pain, there's motive. One performance that really stood out was the actor who played the younger version of the villain. He was intense, menacing, and honestly better than the older version. There was something so raw about his portrayal, it added depth to the character. Now, if I had to nitpick, I'd say the weakest performance came from Manchu Manoj. He was serviceable, but didn't bring anything extraordinary. Luckily, the rest of the cast more than made up for it. Shreya Saran has a key role, as do Ritika and a few others, but the heart of the film is undeniably Teja Sajja. He carries the whole thing on his shoulders with charm and energy. He brings humor, emotion, and a strong screen presence. After Hanuman, this is another perfect role for him. He's clearly found his niche. There is also a post-credit scene, so stick around. It's a cool surprise and sets the stage for what could be a larger cinematic universe or a sequel. You'll leave the theater excited for what's next. To sum it up, Mirai is more than just a superhero film. It's a celebration of Indian mythology, an ode to knowledge, and a proof that you don't need a massive budget to create something visually and emotionally powerful. It's the kind of movie you can watch with your family, the kind of story that stays with you, and most importantly, it's fun. Films like this are important. They remind us that our stories are worth telling, that our culture, our history, and our myths still have so much to offer. Telugu cinema is leading the way right now, and Mirai is another shining example of what can be achieved when you mix ambition with heart. I highly recommend it. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments, have you seen Mirai yet? Or are you planning to watch it this weekend? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.